And hello. I am Big Meach, and this is a Big Meach moment. Now, listen, I'm coming to you guys because I have finally been able to sit down in its entirety without any interruptions and things and watch Coming to America. And let me start by saying this particular film is absolutely what the world wants and needs right about now. Okay, we are looking at another cult classic in the making. We are looking at a renaissance, if you will, of a movie. I really and truly believe that this particular film is going to become what Harlem Nights did for all of us, and as far as people are going to gravitate to it, and they're going to buy it and purchase it and download it and carry it on, and it's going to become another one of those kinds of classics. Um, Let me start by saying that as a director, I loved how this director here was able to capture this film, how the shots were. There was some symmetry things that I just found to be absolutely fantabulous and things of that nature. So looking at it, I'm going to be rewatching it again so that I can, perfect my craft as a director, to see some nuances and things of that nature, and also as an editor, because I've seen very few mistakes in this, if any. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my editor's eye to see the symmetry and the continuity and things of that nature. Um, but no, there may have been one or two that I saw that could have been tweaked, but to the naked eye would have been missed. Um, Eddie Murphy did a spectacular job with this script and his team of writers and carrying on. I think that this was a wonderful progression. I loved how they were able to mesh in the whole uh the back the backlash scene, or the flashback, that's what I'm saying. The flashback scene when they were talking about how it came to be that Prince Akeem had sex with Leslie Jones's character. That there was absolutely spectacular, because it just felt like that was a part of the film that we didn't see, or it was like it may have been on the editing floor or something. That just felt absolutely wonderful. Okay. Um, the hairstyles and everything, that was, I'm telling you, this was absolutely phenomenal for me. I'm sure they used a little bit of CGI so that we can see Eddie and Arsenio back in that particular time, kind of similar to what they did with Will Smith in the movie Gemini when the older Will was fighting himself younger, and they were able to do all that. Um, I love the fact that they were able to capture that scene the way that they did, and that they were able to take us on that journey and make us feel as though we missed something. I love that. Um, how many of y'all love the fact that Vanessa Bell Calloway's character, honey, came up in there still barking and hopping on that one goddamn foot, honey? Oh, wasn't that the scream? Was it? Wasn't that the goddamn scream? Let me say this: Ruth E. Carter. Ruth E. Carter. Enough said. That sister right there, I was trying to call her a heifer. That sister right there, for those of you who don't know, y'all know she won the Oscar for costume designing for Wakanda, well, Black Panther, I should say. Um, and what she was able to do with these costumes here, it gave us a sense of wanted to pay, an homage to the whole Wakanda thing, but at the same time, Zamunda was first, right? So it gave us all of this regalness and carrying on those colors and the oh my god, those costumes. Oh my Jesus, when I say that those costumes are absolutely fantastic, it was beyond just anything that we were kind of expecting. You know what I'm saying? It was very grand and regal. It was a good ostentatious, if you will. And what I mean by that is, it gave us the bigness and the grandness and carrying on of what you would expect for, palaces and red carpet. In fact, there was a beyond the red carpet event. You know what I'm saying? It gave us all that without giving us Met Gala. It wasn't campy, you know. It gave us so much regalness and pride and adoration to where I know every drag queen in America, honey, are going to be duplicating some of those looks. And I'm gonna tell you, the one look I know everybody's got, well, two that everybody's going to be trying to duplicate, darling. All of Tiana Taylor's looks. Tiana Taylor, that big. Tiana Taylor was no motherfucking joke. And how many of y'all caught um at the presentation during the wedding party when she came in with the chains on and stuff, and y'all caught that slinky walk? Did y'all catch that? Did y'all feel that that was an homage to Aaliyah? Because remember, Aaliyah did that in what was the name of the movie she did? When she played the vampire. Okay. Oh, y'all remember that? I can't think of the name of the movie, but that walk was very reminiscent. And I was like, oh my God, he's paying homage to a number of talents and things of that nature. To have Salt and Pepper and In Vogue come out to do the funeral and carry on, honey, that was sickening. I know somebody gonna try to be In Vogue. Somebody gonna have all those dresses and carry on. As a matter of fact, I'm looking to see someone dupe that dress or those gowns rather and have all six of the rainbow colors. Ha ha ha. I'm telling y'all, I know my sisters, and the reason, as a show person myself, there's a number of things that I know that I would love to have done. So I'm calling all my costume designers and carrying on. We're going to study that film. You understand? Another look that was absolutely over the top sickening that I know every drag queen, honey, RuPaul's Drag Race, they're probably going to do this on the catwalk runway, something or another. In season 14 or 15 is coming. Gladys Knight, the sister in the name of love, honey. TT, I call her Big TT. Gladys Knight came out there, shook it, shook it, shook it, shook it. And how about um Lisa McDowell, that goddamn cobalt blue that she had on at the funeral? Well, what they didn't know was going to be the funeral, but the king's coronation and his presentation and stuff. Give me my flowers while I'm alive, honey. Okay, that motherfucking blue that she had wasn't the. Oh my god. What about Eddie's coat? He's up there saying, "I look fleek." That motherfucking coat that he had on with the little bees, all the bees going. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm telling y'all, honey, costuming this here was no goddamn joke. How I'm gonna tell y'all somebody to look for. When Morgan Freeman first started to do the voice, to narrate King's life, the bitch in the gray standing next to him. And that sick man, that motherfucking gray was oh the costuming detail on that child. Oh my god, that was magnificent tailoring. Oh, oh, I'm telling y'all, sickening. This movie here should do for Leslie Jones what Girl Trip did for Tiffany Haddish. Leslie Jones is complete and total kick ass in this movie. There's no other words to say it. Leslie here has taken this character and have completely given us a whole new reason to look at Coming to America in a whole different light. the whole idea of meshing ghetto with fabulous culture and carrying on. Yes, she was loud and things, but she was true. The character was true to herself and carrying on. She had moments, honey, where, when she got used to this, that, and the other, and things of that nature, baby, it was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Leslie Jones, honey, she's our breakout star from this. I love the fact that we had so many comedians in this movie. Again, I'm going to say that Coming to America is going to be the next cult classic in the list of Eddie Murphy movies. And I'm sure that we're going to gravitate to it the same way we did to Harlem Nights. Because, child, the comedy in here is absolutely incredible. They had a number of subtleties. Lunell and Rodney Perry, Michael Blackson, child. Michael Blackson doing that goddamn introduction, honey, was, child. That was so stellar and so killer, honey. I did not, and I'm usually not, I don't necessarily care for Michael Blackson's comedy, uh, but child, he was phenomenal in this particular movie. He was phenomenal. Okay. Lunell and Rodney and Tracy motherfucking Morgan. Tracy, they really need to let Tracy play Flip Wilson and do the Flip Wilson biopic. But I'm telling y'all, honey, just there's subtleties in there. There's subtleties in that movie. It gave me a feeling of just family. They gave me their whole feeling of what we know for families who come up in the hood and carry on. They're taking care of their business. They know about what's going on in their household. That there was everything. And they had very few lines, but they held that together. And that was absolutely that. I think that's one of the beauties of this movie is that for those who didn't have lines, their presence in the movie gave us enough to where it held the scene and they stayed in the scene. You know what I'm saying? It didn't break. It had a continuous flow, and that there I think is absolutely lovely. Um, the whole idea when Leslie and uh um Sherry, Lisa McDowell. I can't think of Leslie's character's name right now, and I just got through watching it. That say it. Um, when they got drunk at the wedding. Okay. I thought that was hollow. That was everything. Um, that and that was the first time. See, if you pay attention to the story, that was one of the first times where Lisa McDowell was able to let her hair down and not be the perfect daddy's girl, the perfect little princess or whatever. And she said something in the movie where she said, damn, this is the first time I got to make a friend from my hometown or my neck of the woods. Because in the original, remember, Lisa McDowell was very, business oriented, uptight, this, that, and the other. Not necessarily uptight, but she was the responsible one. Her sister, on the other hand, was the whole, Miss Horrell, the home wrecker, okay, whatever, and carried on. However, then she got thrusted into royalty. So now she done had on this regal presence and things. And this is one of the first times I think that we can see Lisa McDowell absolutely going back to her roots, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was fun for the character, to let loose and to have fun and to not be so uptight. There's a couple of things up in here that I want y'all to take notice of that I don't think will become talking points, but I think that they should. And that's just to expand the conversation. It's not to make light, it's not to get so serious because Zamunda and Wakanda are fictitious lands as far as the screens are concerned. However, I want you to pay attention to something. One of the issues that I thought was very, very prevalent, that's a discussion point, is the fact that because Prince Akeem did not have any sons, that his daughters could not, be in succession to the throne. okay, in a country that they claim that men are supposed to run it. Now, catch this. You have all these beautiful, beautiful black women. And let me put this right here. The girl playing the eldest daughter, that sister is absolutely that beautiful, oh, that beautiful mocha brown skin. Oh, her features, everything about that sister is everything regal. And I'm gonna give you this. I really believe that they did that on purpose to pay homage to Matt Sinclair. Because, child, don't that girl look like her grandmama? Okay, Queen Oeleon. Don't she look? She gave us all that regalness just in her look, the same way Matt Sinclair did when she was there. Oh my God, this was absolutely that sister there is sickening. But here we have the whole idea. We have this all predominantly black land, and yet strong black women, and especially how she trained. You see how she trained and was able to whoop her father's ass and carry it on. Strong black women such as herself, they were still not able to own businesses and this, that, and the other. She could not be in succession to be queen of Zamunda without the lands being changed. The new love interest for the new prince, Hakeem Stan, she was a barber, a hairstylist or whatever, and her dream was to open her own shop. But because the land is saying that women couldn't own businesses, that there was something. So to marvel at America, it gives us an idea of when we see other countries and they look at us as the greatest country in the world, and they look at certain freedoms and stuff that we have. I think that there is the bigger discussion that we need to have, because we keep wondering why everybody want to come to America. We have the whole big old immigration fights and things within our politicians. But when we look at what America has to offer and look at other countries and things and why everybody want to come here, I think that there was one of the highlights here as far as women empowerment, women businesses, understanding that the whole idea of being equal. And in some cases, if you paid attention, child, the women were excelling. How about when old girlfriend was telling the new prince, Lavelle, telling him about him, no, don't be, coming up here being the prince of the moon, honey. You're the prince of queens. Okay, because you're born to be yourself. She had to point that out, and it goes back to behind every good man, there's a good woman, a good or even better woman, huh? Okay. And so we fed into that, as an undertone conversation piece, if you will. At least that's how what's coming to me. Um, I'm gonna tell y'all something that I thought was another homage moment, and that there was when Eddie was going over the story of how he and Leslie hooked up, and he had charged that at Arsenio Simi, and, and uh James Earl Jones just kill him. Okay, for me, baby, that was everything, because I took that as homage to Harlem Nights. And child, he sounded so much like Delarice in there when she said, "Oh, I just want to kill him." When you saw off the pinky toe, I thought, for me, that was everything, because he had the same tonations and things when he said, "Oh, just kill him." I said, "Oh, that was so funny." I howled and I just tickled and I marveled at it, because I just thought that, for me, another paying homage moment. How about at the job interview scene? Did y'all catch Mortimer, the pictures, okay, of Randolph and Mortimer? Eddie's he has always stayed true to his beginnings and still gave Randolph and Mortimer, honey. Y'all remember that's what Trading Places. Was that his first movie, and carried on, because in the original, remember there in the original Coming to America, they were bums on the street, and he had given them that money, and so now they done rebuilt the company. And how about that? They done rebuilt the company. Now his son is trying to get hired at a company that they built, but now their son or grandson or whoever he was to them, is now running the company or whatever the case may be. Again, connecting those pieces or whatever. I thought that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay. Yeah, because I don't believe that no, Donna Michi and I can't think of the other actor. I think they've passed on now. Um, so um that was wonderful that they did that. I love the fact that they had all of the pictures and they had included um um Prince Joffrey and Queen Leon, honey. And pictures of magic carried on around that palace and things. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that there was a wonderful moment to where we got brilliance in uh understanding the history, the lineage of the kings that carried on, the father before me, and blah 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 blah. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Another point um was when um Papa McDowell, honey, John Amos, was able to sit down there and he said, I've always thought that your mother was the most brilliant, you know, and the most wise of the family. And so to have um him to draw that, what would your mother say to you and this, that, and the other? When he was so busy worried about his dad or trying to make his dad proud and this, that, and the other, what would your mother say? Again, we're giving tribute to feminine energy and giving tribute to the strong Black woman. And I know that possibly I'm trying to understand why the naysayers don't like the movie. I'm not paying a lot of attention to it, but there's a lot of people who say that they didn't like it and this, that, and the other. And I really wish that I can get someone to articulate standard reasons why. You know, I may not agree, but if you could articulate a good point versus some surface shit, that'd be absolutely fantastic so that we can move on and then have a real discussion about the movie. Again, I'm going to keep saying this because I believe this has that ability to do that. Coming to America is going to become a cult classic, the same like Harlem Nights. There's some wonderful, wonderful takeaways from here. Wesley Snipes in this movie. Wesley Snipes in this movie. Okay. Okay. The energy that he and Eddie have. Okay. I'm just so shocked that they haven't done anything more, outside of the Dolomite movie that they did together, and now this, that their chemistry is so kick ass and so badass. It's wonderful. I really want to talk with Wesley Snipes, and I'm hoping I can get him to come on the show so that I would love to talk about him and his martial arts because he was able to utilize a little bit of that here in the movie in the fight scene or whatever. Um, you know, and I would love for him to talk about that. I would love to see he and what's my husband? Michael Jai White and David Allen Greer and what's the other Dave? What's David's last name? Oh, I can't think of the other David's name. I can't think of David's last name. Um, oh Lord, I can't think of David's last name. Anyway, and I went to school with the boy. I can't think of his last name. Anyway, I would love to see a film with all of them together because all of them are martial artists. And I would love to see an action picture to where we have an all black martial arts film that is not gratuitous. You know what I'm saying? Just kicking ass just for the second kick. I need it to be placed, this, that, and the other. You know, give me an updated black exploitation kind of film, without it being the exploitation part. Give me the whole idea of a good story, and these folks that came together. Imagine all of them doing an original gangsters type of picture, you know, and things of that nature. So I would love to talk to Wesley Snipes about that and all of that. I really believe that this here is a really solid movie. It's family entertainment. You know, the whole idea of Tiana and them singing and rapping and carrying on during the court presentation. Um, we got old boy coming back singing again and carrying on, although I think he was lip singing this time. But he's back. He's your queen to be. um, but he's back and doing his thing and carrying on. I just think this is a wonderful, wonderful movie, and it's needed in a time like this, as we're trying to struggle through this pandemic, struggle through getting life back in some kind of order. And I think this is just a really, really fun family movie. It is full of laughs, honey. You're gonna hurt yourself. It is hysterically funny. And I'm truly amazed and I am thrilled that this movie is where it is. Again, let me go back because I didn't finish my point when I was saying that folks who did not like it, and I'm talking, there's going to be the power to the people children because I'm talking about the feminine energy and understanding black women and carrying on. And I know there's going to be a lot of parts and things where folks are going to, well, how come they got to take this from the black man and this, that, and the other? And I think what has happened is it wasn't so much as them trying to take from the black man. It was about trying to find that balance of power. Because remember, in the movie, uh, King Joffrey told King he was weak, and because he didn't produce a male heir, honey, that questioned his masculinity. Really, and now think about that on a bigger scale. Think about that subject on a bigger scale. Okay, now that there was movie talk, but think about that on a bigger scale to where even the fact that he couldn't produce any male heirs, he got three daughters. Okay, and that there was a problem because of his hierarchy and carried on, and it questioned his masculinity. How about that? You know, the whole idea that gratuitous sex is something that's common amongst the thread of the country. I mean, yeah, they're the royals, so the royals get to have sex with it with their servants and things, and their wash maidens and carrying on. Now, did the daughters do the same thing? Because I'm sure they have males doing them. Y'all saw Leslie had hers. So we didn't talk about that, but again, understand, come on and follow me where I'm going here, when we're talking about stuff in this movie that could have greater conversations down the line to give us something to think about, and not to sit down there and to go into this whole big old drag out debate about whether or not the movie was trying to project this and the movie trying to project that. I'm sitting down here taking out talking points because this is all about fiction. This is if this were a book, if this were a book and we were reading the book, this here would get you to expand your ideas and expand your horizons and talk about the possibilities. Well, this was a visual presentation of that. And so some of the discussions that I pointed out, I believe could be bigger topical discussions to where we can put ourselves into perspective and bring it into a real life situation. You know, I do believe that. How about the fact that Miss Thing come up in here, Miss Lisa McDowell come up in this damn thing. She done got full at the party. She done turned up. She done got lit. She in an argument, and then her man done sat down here and told her to basically shut the fuck up, bitch, or do what I say, and it blew her high. Didn't she get up off that bed and look at him like, okay, you know what? And we all had that moment, honey, where somebody that came up in here and started fucking up our high. Okay, or your buzz or whatever it is, and you had to get them right together as she threw his ass out the room. Okay. And what? You gonna throw me out of my room? Are you a fool? And she said, honey, am I somebody standing around here barking like a dog or hopping on one foot? No, you got the wrong one, honey. That was that bitch. I'm not her. Okay. That again, the strength of a black woman. How about this? The whole idea that he went back to his roots to go back to the restaurant to mop the floor, to reconnect to what he knew. Like he said, I've always found mopping the floor to be honest and simple, you know, and it gave him a spot. And he was able to sit down to talk to another black man. He didn't go to a woman, he went to another black man. And then on top of it, this black man was able to show him, honor your father and your mother. See, and I thought that was a beautiful moment. I thought that was a very, very beautiful moment because here you come here and you trusted me. You're married to my daughter. Okay, you're married to my daughter. And in order for y'all to be married, y'all always, you know, the whole idea of this went against tradition and went against policy and went against everything else, you know. So now it was your mother who helped you make that decision. Go after your bride. Go after and follow your heart, you know. So what would your mother tell you to do? So he went after his son, you see. And so it gave us that. Also, the whole idea of we had the story in reverse. Eddie's character, Prince Hakeem, went to America to find the bride, but this time they went to America to find his son, but the son ended up coming to Zamunda to find his bride. And wasn't his goal, but he found his bride there and then was willing to take her back home and clap. She was willing to follow. Catch that. She was willing to follow him. Why? Because that there, she believed in him. She knew he loved her, and she was willing to go because he also believed in her and her dreams and wanted to make sure that she could do this. That there is called partnership. And that there is something that I think is another one of those issues that would be missed if we don't talk about that. You know, that there is room for discussion. How do we date? How do we become involved? How do we make relationships grow to where we know we're in relationship and not just companionship? Hmm. How about that? So those are some of the takeaways from the movie. I'm going to rewatch it again, of course, because again, you know, as a director, I want to find some things and stuff. As an actor, learning how they came into their characters and carried on is always fun to watch other actors work and things of that nature. The soundtrack is sickening. They do have the soundtrack available on Spotify and Amazon Prime Music and things of that nature. How did y'all like the Randy Watson? Okay, Randy Watson, and then they brought the twins back. Okay, Miss Peaches and Sugar Cube, they brought the twins back. Y'all remember the twins, the rapper twins, when they was in the club? They brought the twins back. I thought that was fascinating. And again, a little campy, but it wasn't so much to where we couldn't get it. It was, you know, I just thought that was absolutely lovely. And Simi and Akeem's reaction, honey, to seeing those girls there, that was absolute stellar. Absolute stellar. And then how is it that Randy Watson and Tracy Morgan's character, honey, okay, oh Unc, okay, they cousins. So now, now technically, Randy done, is married into the family. You can only buy that in Hollywood. I'm telling you, I just really believe that this particular movie, honey, is absolute kick ass, honey. So if you have not caught it, if you have not seen it yet, I'm sorry I've given you all the spoilers and stuff up in here. But I'm telling you, it's a fun, 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 fun movie. And I want you guys to go ahead on and to encourage that. Um, only thing is, I wish this was a black director. I wish they had had a black director. But nonetheless, this movie is absolutely, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And for those of you who don't think so, please articulate it. Let's talk about it. And when I say articulate it, please don't give me the I don't want the fluff and the surface shit. Well, they just too old and Eddie trying to run, he all fat. I don't want none of that. Articulate why it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So let's have that particular conversation. Wherever you're viewing this at, honey, sit down, put something in the comments or whatever, and let's get this discussion popping, okay? So once again, honey, I'm Big Meach. This is a Big Meach moment, honey. Y'all can follow me everywhere at dishingtea.com. You see that? Dishingtea.com. Or y'all see my cash app down there, Big Meach 7109. That's also my Instagram, Big Meach 7109. And on YouTube, I'm Big Meach and the number one. Y'all see? Yeah, see how to spell. So follow me there, children, and let's get this discussion popping. So, that there was fun. I hope you enjoy it too. Okay. Until the next time, honey child.